Welcome to the Be a Paid Speaker Now podcast. I'm your host and speaking coach, Deborah Deras, known as the top Latina peak performance speaker. This podcast is here to support you with strategies and best practices of paid speakers so you can find out what works and what doesn't, so you can achieve success with ease and grace in your speaking career. Enjoy the show. Are you a speaker, coach, or consultant and need support with marketing your digital courses and programs? Does doing your newsletter and all of the back-end website updating drive you crazy? Not to worry, I have a great resource for you. Enrich Digital. She helps you eliminate all of the technology overwhelm by doing it for you. Isn't that fantastic? If you want more information, go to enrichdigital.com to meet the tech goddess. Welcome back to another great episode of the Be a Paid Speaker Now podcast. You're never going to believe it, but the tech goddess is here in the studio, and I'm going to introduce you to her in a moment. But before I do, I just want to thank you all for tuning into the podcast. We are on our 55th episode, and it is all because of you. I appreciate your comments. I appreciate your sharing the show. I appreciate your doing 5-star reviews on iTunes. Hint, hint, if you haven't already, because it really helps us get out to the masses. And the purpose, my intention of doing this podcast was to share with you other experts that are out there in the speaking industry, how they get paid. But in addition to that, I also want to bring you resources. I want to bring my support team so that you can be successful because you're not going to do it alone. And whether you're going to use my team member or whether you're going to get your own, it's really important as a speaker to build a team. So let me have you meet my amazing tech goddess. Her name is Nicole Richardson. And as a tech goddess, she loves all things that are online business related. She's an implementer at heart, which is really great, and loves to help soulful entrepreneurs to implement their ideas and get unstuck by putting all of the tech pieces together, which is me. Strategy and implementation for creating sales pages, lead generating funnels, membership sites, and email sequences light her up. She was answered prayer when I met her. Please help me welcome Nicole, the tech goddess.
Yes. Hi, everyone. Nice to be here. Thank you so much, Deborah, for inviting me. It's great.
Yes. And I remember when I met her, I was actually coaching her in a session. And all of a sudden, I was like, I have this Be a Paid Speaker Online Academy. I have this Synergy Speaker Mastermind, and everything is disconnected. She's like, that's what I do. And all of a sudden, you started coaching me.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, everybody needs to have a tech goddess on their team, because what you need to do is focus on your expertise, which is speaking, which is writing your books, which is networking, which is business development. You don't have time to be figuring out how your newsletter connects to your WordPress or how to get like the Stripe to work to get your sales cart. We don't have time for that. But guess what? We have Nicole, the tech goddess. So tell us, how did you get started as a tech goddess?
So it's actually kind of funny. Well, not funny, but when I started off, I kind of fell into this online world. I was going on maternity leave, and I, needed to pick up the pieces financially. And so I just started Googling things, and I really just taught myself on how to do sales pages and doing funnels and membership sites. So it was all self-taught.
Oh, so it was just like, instead of going back to work and having a corporate job where you're working, helping someone else make money.
I need to make my own and do my own thing.
Yeah. And so when we talk about sales pages, because I don't know if you all listening have online programs, but it's definitely something that you want to develop. You listened to another episode of the podcast where one of the marketing strategists talked about how she gets so much consulting business. But how are you going to get people to sign up for your online programs if you don't have a landing page, if you don't have an email list? Can you talk about what is a landing page and why speakers need one?
Yeah, so a speaker would definitely need a landing page if they're doing some sort of lead magnet, or actually they need to have some sort of lead magnet. So when you're doing speaking or doing courses and programs, you need somewhere to bring those people in, to kind of offer them that first step on who you are and why this is important for them and how this can help them. So that landing page will, give all that information and showcase that freebie that you have so that they can get to know you and kind of, nurture their way in, and you nurture them so that you can let them know about the courses and programs and the services that you have.
And it's so important because, this year, my name, in addition to Deborah Deras, is Debbie Dinero, right? Mm-hmm. And it's no fun leaving funds on the table. And I can't tell you, it hurts my heart. I probably have left millions of dollars, honestly, on the table because I would speak at an event, get out there, drop the mic, I would talk to people, and then a lot of people would want to work with me, but I would never give them an opportunity to get on my email list.
Yeah.
Right? So I'd be like, every person that I didn't get on my email list, I would be losing money. Why is email marketing so important in the social media day and age with all these social media platforms? Why is email still relevant?
Email is definitely relevant. So Facebook and Instagram, those are great places to, be social. But Facebook and Instagram, they still hold all of the information for those people.
Right.
So until you're able to, bring those people into your world, and you do so by, having their email address. And if you don't have their email address, then you can't let them know about the services that you have or the programs that you have or the ways that you can help them. Facebook and Instagram, they still own all of that information.
It's such a good point because I was on Periscope for a long time. Mm-hmm. I would every day at 11:11 have a show called Scope with Deb. Don't take a smoke breaks. Take a scope break, Scope with Deb, blah, blah, blah. So guess what? Periscope went away. But I got those people to be on my email list, so I'm able to retain them. When she says you don't own Facebook, you don't own Instagram, they collect the data of the people. Just because you have 5,000 people following you doesn't mean you have 5,000 emails. You have 5,000 friends or likers or followers. Yeah. You do not have their email address. And so one of the things that Nicole helped me with, just to give you guys a tangible example, is I was speaking at this plastic surgeon conference and I wanted to have a freebie, like you said. And I was like, they're not going to read. They don't have time. They're doing surgery. If I gave them an ebook or a document, but I know that they were going to love the presentation I was going to give. And I know I was going to talk fast because I only had 35 minutes. So at the very beginning, you would have been so proud of me. Before I even started speaking, I said, don't worry about taking notes. You don't have to take pictures of the screen. I've pre-recorded this. I did it 3 times. Oh. I did it 3 times. A webinar for you. So I had on Zoom, I did a PowerPoint with video. And then thanks to Nicole, because I could not figure it out, she put the webinar link so that they were able to download it and get on my email list. And now, even though I'm friends with some of them on Instagram, I'm going to be able to connect with those people on my email list, follow up. Because why? The fortune is in the follow-up with them so that they're going to be able to sign up for my programs so that I can grow my team, right? Yeah. So I can give you more hours, right? So that's what I really need.
That's always great.
More of you, because that's a win-win, right?
Yes.
That is a win-win. Because as a professional speaker, like I said before, we need to focus on what our talents are, what we're an expert at. We just can't say, oh, I'm not going to do a newsletter because I don't know how to do it. We have to do that because that's the highest return on investment. So when it comes to making money, streams of revenue online, what are ways that you work with speakers? I know you work with a lot of people to have them generate additional income from online programs.
So the ways that you can do is, of course, doing mini courses. You can do little mini email courses where people can opt into, something that you offer for free and provide them just something tangible that they can use. So, and then also with those landing pages, you want to also include a tripwire. So with the tripwire,
say what?
A tripwire is something that's low cost, right? That they can purchase after they opt in. And then also, they can, once they opt into your freebie, you give them a chance to purchase something that's low cost, but still is valuable for them.
Yeah, depending on your market, right? On
Yeah.
how low, because they definitely have to perceive the value of it. So the tripwire, like she was telling me, I have like a free program or, the free, webinar. And then I was selling a program, the Be a Paid Speaker Online Academy, which you can get at beapaidSpeakerNow.com, by the way. But she said, you may need to have something in the middle. So, and I created a course, by the way, over the last 2 weeks called Speak with Confidence on Camera. Because so many people were hesitant to get on YouTube and to get on LinkedIn, and they're not going to be able to showcase themselves as a speaker unless they're on camera.
Right.
So creating that course really helped that. But you need to have those systems in place. And this is the important thing, because otherwise we've created a speaking business that's literally like a job, and it's just gig to gig. What Nicole, the tech goddess, is doing is she's helping us create multiple streams of income. She looked at me one day and said, Deborah, you have this online program. We need to sell 10 a month. And that's actually after we're done with the podcast, we're going to have a meeting and talk about it. She's like, you need to be able to, in your sleep, while you're on the plane, be able to have revenue being generated from this program so that you can have that consistent income and that you can grow and scale, because you create it once and you're done, right?
Yep.
And it's just so amazing. What do you think are the biggest challenges that small business owners, speakers like us have that you help them to solve?
So a lot of challenges come with not knowing what to do. And so when you have the strategy around the implementation, then it becomes clearer for what the speaker or the course creator or the coach needs to put in place in their business in order to have those funnels and those sales pages and those membership programs that, are recurring income for you.
And that is the key reason why I love you, Nicole. She said a word that I love, and it's called strategy. Because I've had people, virtual assistants overseas, anyone can do what you tell them to do, like to do a newsletter. And I remember I was asking Nicole, I'm like, okay, Nicole, I want to have a template for my ConvertKit. This is the system that I use. And she said, Deborah, I can do that for you, but you need to understand the strategy. And so the strategy that you want to tell them the strategy, what I was doing wrong and how you corrected me with that?
Yeah. So what Deborah had going on at first was she wanted a template, and she wanted to have all these sorts of things in place. So she wanted, to recognize where she went last month, and then also showcase her podcast, and then also, just let people know about her programs. And I said, Deborah, we have to narrow it down to the power of one. Let's just talk about one thing in each email that we send out so that people aren't confused on what you are trying to get them to do. The power of one link, one call to action. It works.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my God, Nicole, the other day on Tuesday, I did an email for the podcast, and I also mentioned some other things, like 3 things, and I got the lowest click-through rate. And that's I didn't know. Did you guys write that down? That is such a valuable thing. I always talk about oneness, especially with 1111, the power of one. So writing your newsletter so that it has one call to action. Oh, watch the podcast. Or one call to action. Join my mastermind group. Or one call to action. Get the Speak with Confidence.
Yes.
Yes. Every time I talk to you, I learn something new.
Yes. Otherwise, people get confused and they don't know which links to click. And if they don't have just one thing that you want them to do, then it makes them confused and they end up taking no action.
Right. And the other thing that you talked to me about, and I'm still working through, is about really targeting and segmenting. Because like many of you, I have different audiences. I have the audience of people that hire me to speak. And then I have the audience of experts, the public speakers that hire me to be their coaches.
Yeah.
And they're different audiences with different needs. So how would I have one newsletter that addresses both of those audiences?
Yeah. So a really cool thing about ConvertKit and about segmenting is you can just literally ask your audience what they're interested in learning more from you about. So if you want to ask them, do you want to book me for speaking? Or do you want to book me for coaching? You can literally have those links in an email for them to click on of what they're interested in. And then ConvertKit will put a tag in to show you. So then you can send emails specifically for that group of interest.
Oh my God, I got to do that today,
Yes,
girl.
today.
Okay. And the other thing that you taught me, and when she says ConvertKit, that's kind of like, that's the email platform software. And you had me change over from, I'm not going to mention the one I was using before, but the one I was using before was so complicated that I had to outsource it. I literally was paying a certain amount of money every single month because I could not do it. This one, I know how to do. I'm still learning, and probably I'm going to be delegating all of it to her. But the thing is, I know you're like, girl, you need to. You need to, Ren. You're a little bit of a mess when it comes to, yeah, I'm not a perfectionist, but I like to learn things instead of like, give me a fish to teach me how to fish. And then once I know how to do it, I don't want to do it. But I want to know how to do it.
Yeah.
So that I know, in case of emergency, I can do what I need to do. But one of the other things when it comes to the segmentation is to make sure that people feel like you're talking directly to them.
Absolutely.
I went to business school with Marie Forleo, and I'm going back to business school. And I probably had one of my best years last year because she talked about, doing the email and really connecting not just your list, but having a relationship with your list.
Exactly.
How do you build that relationship with your list?
So a really good relationship builder is to nurture your list. So if you have, going back to just that lead magnet and that original opt-in for those new people that do come into your list, you want to nurture them. So there's a series of emails that you can send out to those new people to kind of get them to know more about you, who you are, what your business is about, and how you can be of service for them.
Oh, so when they first sign up,
sign up.
Ah, la, la. Yeah, one of the things that I know from sales and marketing is that it takes usually 7 touches to make a sale. And I heard this weekend from this marketing seminar that I spoke at that it's like 16 touches to make a sale. So when you are nurturing that list and they don't feel like you're a stranger or a robot or a computer, but you are someone that really cares that their problems and challenges get solved, then they don't see you as ever selling. Because I know a lot of my clients that I'm always referring people to you. They're like, oh, but I don't want to bother people. You're not bothering people when you're giving them solutions to their problem.
When you're helping.
But when you're helping, right? We learned that from Ursula, right? So it's not about selling, it's about serving and helping them.
Absolutely.
And that's what an email list does.
Yes.
Do you actually help people to create online courses that want to do it from scratch?
No, not the creation, but we do the setup.
So you get them all set up for so that everything that they need, and then they can start making money.
Yes.
Right.
Yep. So they create the content and we create the platform.
And you also, don't you create the email marketing campaigns that's going to get it to sell?
We do. We do the email marketing campaigns for those lead generators.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Do you see why she's the tech goddess? Do you see why I need her? You need her. We all need her in our life. So just any final suggestions that you have for speakers or experts to really, get their tech up to speed?
Yeah, start with that lead generation framework. So start getting that landing page created, that thank you page in place, and those emails going so you can nurture that audience for all those new subscribers that you're going to get.
And I know you're thinking, landing page? What? I'm not a web developer. I don't know what you're talking about. ConvertKit, which we love, literally has templates. You saw the one I did the other night? So I was going to have her do it. I'm like, let me just play around with it. And all of a sudden, instead of watching Wendy Williams, I took 45 minutes and I made a page, right?
Yep.
So, it's very, very easy. If you can make a PowerPoint, you can make a landing page, right? Because it's included. It's not like something separate that you have to buy. ConvertKit comes with landing pages. Yeah. They need to be sponsoring this podcast. We said their name too many times. Come on, ConvertKit.
They make it super easy, though. They have those templates where you can just drag and drop your photo, put in the content and the text that you want. And it's super easy.
Your color, your font, everything.
Yeah, all of that.
Yeah, I truly believe that every speaker is so talented. You have so much expertise, and gone are the days of hustling and killing ourselves and sleeping on floors in airports because we need to get every gig. We need to be able to have a life I'm preaching to myself, where we are with our family, where we're with our friends. We're not just constantly hustle, hustle, hustle. This is why I talk about aligning for success, my new book that's coming out. And it really comes with having other streams of income, having those online programs, having your business sell for you when you're on the plane. And that's what the Tech Goddess Enrich helps you to do. And you could stay in touch with Nicole. Tell them how they can stay connected with you.
Yeah, you can stay in touch with me or get connected at enrichdigital.com/podcast.
Ooh,
Yes.
love it, love it, love it. enrichdigital.com/podcast. And you can stay in touch with Nicole, my tech goddess. And I really hope that this was helpful for you. I'm going to be bringing you more great resources to not only grow your speaking business, but to grow your empire. Because I truly believe that you are a messenger for a very important message, and you're here to transform the world with it. And if I can set you up for success, that's what I'm here to do. And if any of you are interested in public speaking coaching, marketing consulting, you can schedule a free 15-minute consultation on my website. Just go to deborahderas.com and click coaching, and you can register right there. And remember, with the power of synergy, anything is possible. Ciao. Thank you for tuning into the Be a Paid Speaker Now podcast. If you want to be a paid speaker right now, you can download the 5 steps to get started as a paid speaker right on my website. Just go to deborahderas.com/speak now. And remember, with the power of synergy, anything is possible.